I want to tell you a story about how my enchantment with the sevens really expanded. I was at a farmer's market. There was a artisan creating jewelry, metal rings, and they were interlocking. He showed them in the display. They came in groups of 3, 7, and 21, he said was the most he'd ever done. But I kept looking at the one of 7. And honestly, if it would have been a little bit smaller for my little fingers, I would have gotten it. It was so magical. And he said that was his favorite in the group, the 7 interlocking rings, because he said, there's something really magical and satisfying about the artistic balance of it, and how 7 really is such a magical number. And he listed the 7 colors, the 7 continents, and the 7 days of the week. And I knew this guy and I were going to get along just great. I said, did you know that the 7 days of the week were actually named after the planets? And it's because in the years ago, we only knew about 7 planets. And then these translated to these gods, and they translate to the days of the week. And he said, no, but what about the 7 seas? And then he said, there's 7 petals on a lotus. And of course, 7 deadly sins. And we're laughing and talking. And I said, there's 7 seals. And then I brought up the constellation of the 7 sisters. And pretty soon a crowd started to gather around, and we're all standing around citing all these 7s, Saturn's rings, the stages of alchemy. I mean, it was truly a magical moment. It was such a cosmic invitation. All these 7s everywhere.